goodness, straight with fam. We coming again. Them boys are ready to play again. We got the Miami Dolphins tomorrow. Woo! That's going to be a daunting task. Yeah, but you know what, though? Coming back from that, we got 2 games that we just went through. We went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we went to the Buffalo. Oh, my goodness. We got smacked down with that Buffalo. But did it tell us something? Did it tell us something? Because we was on a high. We was on a high because we went in there and we took care of them doggone Eagles, those birds, we took care. But, man, whoo, was it a letdown or what? When we went to those Buffalo Bills up there in that rain. Man, there's got to be something different that went down. I mean, is that a blueprint of who we are? Is it who we say we are? Or what? Look, I don't even know right now. Because 1 minute, they tell us that we can't beat a winning team. We walked in there. Them boys came in. We took it hey, look, we took their heart when it came to us. When I'm talking about those Eagles. But, man, when we went to Buffalo, I was, I didn't think we was going to beat them down, but, man, I didn't think we was going to get beat down. So, I don't know. I mean, it was something else. I'm confused right now because I'm like, is everyone gave it up, man. I mean, like, no one surprised. I wasn't impressed by no one from the Dallas organization. I was shocked. So I don't know. I don't know right now. So you guys gonna have to tell me, Jordan. You got to tell me, does the Buffalo game really show who we are, or is that a fluke? Or we are frauds, man, of trying to, I love my team, man, but come on, man, tell me what's going on. I'm a little worried right now. I'm confused. I'm not worried, but I'm confused. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I don't know. The Dallas Cowboys totally laid an egg. They didn't have a good flu game. I know everyone had the flu, and everyone's like, "Who's gonna have the best MJ flu game?" But they all they all laid an egg. It was pretty bad, especially coming off that high of beating the Eagles and then winning close with the Seattle Seahawks. So the only thing that made that Buffalo Bills loss, you know, I guess to be able to take it down and whatnot was the fact that the Eagles lost the next day.
Right.
Because I don't care about nothing except those Eagles lost. So, but yeah, it just showed me. What did I learn anything from the game? I think what I learned is um, that one we still, and I think we've been preaching this all season long, is we still have red zone issues. We still seem like we can't finish scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Um, I also feel like we are a fast starting team, and we need to start fast and take the lead first. And I always feel like if we win or lose a coin toss, let us get the ball first, just because I feel like it puts us in a better rhythm rather than trying to defer and get the ball back in the second half. Um, but yeah, it was one of those games where I didn't even go back and watch the film. I just straight threw it away, and
Wow.
I was
Wow.
like, it was that bad of a game, and it was just that bad of a vibe, especially because every game down the stretch is going to be a playoff feeling atmospheric game. So, yeah, I don't know, Josh. What you think?
Man, that's just crazy though.
Uh,
That is crazy, Josh. Yeah. Give me something, Josh.
yeah.
What you got?
So I'm not going to say it's an anomaly, but it's not an anomaly, right? So it's all the problems with the Dallas Cowboys exposed exponentially, and it has to do with the environment. It has to deal with the fact that half the team, about 10 personnel on the team, had the flu, including starters. It also and they were out that game, right? I also had to deal with the fact that Dak was having a not so good game, and the play calling wasn't good either. So I mean, I'm a guy that harps on play calling, right? For not harps, but I praise Mike McCarthy for play calling, but it seemed like scheme wise, they had a clog and cover for the Dallas Cowboys, and seemed that there was no answer to that. I mean, the answer was to run the ball, right? And I mean, you can see on the other side, like I think Josh Allen only passed 7 times, right? And so
He only
it
has
just
7 completion.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
only had
15 for
seven,
7,
only had
which is kind of
only had
crazy.
7 completions, right? So it was, and look, we all
Like
know,
10
and
kilo
you
air.
can say what you want about Josh Allen. Yes, he throws a lot of interceptions, but he also makes fantastic plays, right? And he's a very good quarterback. I'll put him in the top 10. Some people put him top 5, you know. Um, so for him to like have 7 completions just goes to show you that I mean weather played a crucial role. The defense also played a role when it came to passing because I think that the Dallas plan for the offense was I think they thought that they were going to rely on Josh's arm, and they didn't think that they were going to rely on Cooks's legs when it comes to the running game. So I don't think that they think that they were prepared, as prepared as they should be. Right? I mean, they were getting beat in the middle. They were getting beat on the perimeter with runs, almost to the point where like they were telegraphing. They were pretty much telling you what play that they were going to run, and the Cowboys still couldn't stop them. Right? And so it's one of those things that's you know, yes, is it a I played around with you guys during the week and I was like, hey, like is this like a Dan Quinn issue? But I think it's a little bit of both, right? So I think that this next game, I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared. I think they're going to be a little bit more healthy defensively, right? I mean, but still, you got that running game and you also got Tyreek Hill. So I don't know what more prepared it's going to look like, but I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared, So at least for this game as opposed to the last game. At least with this game, we'll know that it's because of the speed. But I think it kind of plays into Dallas's hand. You're fighting speed with speed, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back and because I know Jordan said earlier that he thought it was the players, not the coach, more so on the defensive side. It was an issue that we had. So, and I'm gonna ask a question, and boy, I'm gonna get in trouble when I ask this question, but
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
I think
ask it. But
this is
Jordan,
also
tell me.
like the first time we gave up like 179. We almost gave like almost 180 yards to one running back, and you could clearly tell in my perspective, like that was a overarching issue with this team last week. So,
So you think it is player, or you think it is coaching? You think
well, I think that we didn't realize how big of an attribute that Hankins was to that run defense up the middle. Um, and yeah, I think that really showed us last game because they
Mm,
just ran the ball however they wanted. I mean, he was averaging 7.1 yards a carry, so to me
jeez,
that was like, yeah, that was
that's
Yeah,
you
ridiculous.
can't stop him.
so to add on, before you answer your question, just to add on to that, right? So this, I kind of agree with Jordan in that sense when it comes to personnel because you're already playing a patch job when you lost like your two big starters for your linebackers, right? So I mean, say what you want
Pass
about
protection.
LVE, but as far as
LE can't
running
shed
plays
block
goes,
either, but okay.
he's definitely one of the better guys on the team when it comes to run blocking. Excuse me,
On the team,
run run defense. Yeah, shedding run blockings and stuff like that, right? And that's not because of the fact that like yeah, he understands the game, but it's also his size too, right? We have a lot of tweeners when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys defense. Your hybrids, if you will, your safety slash linebackers, right? You're putting a lot of uh, players that was originally meant for safety, and you're putting them at linebackers, right? So mathematically, as some people would say, like the math is not mathing when it comes to that,
Hmm.
right? When you're having like a uh, 200 and like under 200 pound player, right? Who's probably about 195 pounds, maybe scraping 200, 210, and he's trying to like shed the block of somebody that's 300, 315. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to do that, right? As opposed to with a linebacker who's a little bit more heavier than that, right? A little bit more stronger than that, right? And they can shed blocks and they can play the run very well. So this is going to be kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So to that in that regards, right? I mean, we play around, but this is the reason why the Cowboys wanted Shaquille Leonard, right? They wanted Shaq Leonard, right, for situations like
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
They beat the Eagles, right, with Shaq Leonard and everything like that, and then the
Be my placement
Cowboys had
too.
the first laugh, but Shaq has the last laugh, right? Because you definitely would have benefited from him, right?
Right.
Because now that the Cowboys doesn't have a defensive tackle, right? It's their lack of the run stop is going to be exposed exponentially. So it's going to be kind of
It's
interesting to
been
see how Dan
exposed.
Quinn's going to uh, figure this out if he can.
Right. So here's a question I'm going to ask, and I know there's going to be a question that's going to be premature because I don't know if you're going to have this answer right now, but this is a hypothetical. And if we was to see Buffalo, and this is hypothetical, because the next time we will be able to see him, it will be in the Super Bowl. So if we were to see
Yeah.
Buffalo in the Super Bowl, right? Because that means we'd be playing them again. So this team playing that team right now, the next time, inside of a dome, do you think the outcome will be close or what? What are you thinking? Who wins that game?
Yeah, I want to start with this one, Jordan. It's going to be a lot different. Because if it's the Super Bowl, God forbid any, how should I say, any injuries to happen. But if you're having all your personnel back, right? Not all your personnel, but if you're having your personnel back, right? Uh, it's going to be a lot different, right? I mean, Jonathan Hankins, right? Who's to say that LVE might be in there, right? I mean, he might be in there. I don't know how long his injury is going to last, but and then also you're going to have your full arsenal of O linemen. It's not going to be raining, right? And so I think it's going to be a lot different. I will say
Mm,
this: in the McCarthy/Dak era, like they do a really good job, with the exception of San Francisco. With the exception of San Francisco, um,
right.
they have the ability to uh, figure out what the defense is doing and counteract that, right? So as I said, with the exception of San Francisco, like I don't think anybody can stop San Francisco. It's going to be luck if if they beat San Francisco in the playoffs. It'll be major luck because they are set for the playoffs. That is a Super Bowl team. The San Francisco 49ers are. But uh, with that being said, I do think it will be a lot different. I think the score will be a lot higher, right? And actually, I would think that the edge would go to the Cowboys. To be honest with you,
So you're thinking that you thinking the next time we play them, we beating them.
yes, I do think that they have a stronger team than the Buffalo Bills. They do. It's
And
just these holistically speaking. So these are all, how should I say this? These are all matchup based and everything like that, right? They couldn't stop the run because of the fact that Jonathan Hankins was there and they didn't have the personnel to combat that. But I do think though there were some reports, and I think Micah Parson alluded to this. I think Dan Quinn's experimenting with his linebackers/safeties. He's experimenting to the point. I think he's experimenting for the playoffs. I think he was doing a little bit of that in the Buffalo Bills game, right? So now they already going to. They know that they're going to the playoffs. Now they're going to try to figure out a way how to
dominate.
be a more formidable team, as opposed to, okay, they know that their glaring weakness is the run, but they're trying to figure out a way how to stop the run. And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, right? And I will say this: you're probably going to ask this question later, but the best run defense is for the offense to score a lot more points. And unfortunately, if you have, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but
It does.
that's the only way that you can combat the run
So
but
what
you
you're
can do
saying?
a
So what you're
better job
saying
with run
is,
defense.
so what you're saying is, in order for to beat Miami, we're gonna have to score a lot of points. That's basically what you're
Yes.
saying. Because we're not stopping them. That because you don't believe. Okay, because basically what you're saying that we have beat Buffalo. Miami have a very stout running game. So you saying that listen to
Yeah.
Michael Parsons that there's some changes going on. They were running some different plays. They were looking at some different, views of how they playing. They want to run and how they want to stack, whatever the case is. So playing against Miami, um,
I mean, the Jets kind of stifled the Miami's run game, but generally they are a good run run team, and I'm pretty
Look,
sure
I
they're
I
looking
I am
looking their
I'm
top.
actually very glad that this happened. This is actually good for the team, whether they like it or not,
I don't
right?
know.
It's either good for them this year or good for them next year. And this is the reason why, right? Because you're having three in succession really good run teams, right? You
Right.
have the Buffalo Bills, you have the you have the Miami Dolphins, and then you have the Lions, the Detroit Lions. You have them all in three in a row. So you have enough time to figure out right, how to like combat the run, how to combat the run, and how to build a better run defense. And if you can't, you know what you need to do in the draft next year.
Right. But
You know what your priorities are for the
Oh
draft
yeah,
next year.
right.
definitely a
But
linebacker for sure.
yeah,
Because that Bills game, the linebackers couldn't get off any blocks. Like it was just ridiculous how guys were just taking them down the field and just moving them out the way. They couldn't
oh
shed
man, there
anything.
was bull nosing. It was
Yeah. So, and
man.
I don't know if we see them in the Super Bowl. If we beat them, I think it's more competitive if we have Hankins back. I don't know what's wrong with Gallimore. Like I don't know what happened to him. He used to be solid, but I mean I guess that's why they got Hankins because Gallimore just lets people push him out of the way when it comes to the run game.
Yeah,
Um,
he was getting stifled.
yeah, him and Mozzie had a long day,
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah,
Mika. I know we didn't talk. We're gonna talk about this later about Mika playing off ball, but that was another thing too. Like,
oh yeah.
yeah,
I have a
But
very unpopular opinion about that too.
well, I know and I understand what you were saying, Joshua, that this is a good thing. But I don't know how good it will be because we already knew that we had a problem in that run stop game. This is nothing new. Yeah, we got smacked kind of let us know that what did it tell them that, hey man, you really weak in the run game because we already knew that. So it's like who, and I understand what you're saying. Well, it's good that it happened, so now they can go try to go figure this out. I'm like, well, they already knew, and why? How come we haven't figured this out? But I guess like Mika said or Micah said. Well, for one, is Mika or is it Micah?
I think it's
Mika.
Micah. I think it's Micah.
I think it's Mika Parsons,
Okay, well,
like Meek Mill.
okay, all right,
Nah, I think
well,
it's Micah. But
okay, well. All right, I'm go back and forth so I can be right on one or the other. So so with Mika and Micah, uh, he said that they trying something new. Well, I can see that, and because whatever they tried, whatever that formula was, they need to strap that. They need to trash it. Throw it in some
yeah,
way in the corner somewhere, back in the back. Don't even look for that one. Just put that in. Don't even put it in the drawer. It's going to set at the flames because that didn't work. So if that was really what's going on, man, that's crazy. And I know what you guys alluded to earlier, what we was going to talk about is the way we were running our defense. Now we're going against another run strong game. And we talking about Mika Parson, how we want to have them off ball or we're gonna have them on the line, and that was you saying that was a big top of folks trying to figure out what's going to be more dominant for us, what will be
more beneficial.
better, yeah. So to me, like I told you guys when we were talking about it that my suggestion would be about having him maybe off ball, first and second, and third if it's third and short, then you still have him. But if it's third and long, then I think we need to put him back where he need to be and crash that quarterback and try to get some turnovers because we are the strongest third down stopper, I believe, in the league right now. So we have the best percentage in stopping the third down plays. So and that's probably because that dude is he gonna hate that double him when
Not
he getting
yesterday.
in.
Not last game.
So what?
I think he said not yet. He just said not versus the Bills.
I'm believing in Jordan. I'm
um,
probably going to agree with you on this one.
But he was
yeah,
on the line all the time though, right? Against the Bills.
majority of the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think a combination of the two. My thing is our D line is really strong. Like our D line, we have a really
fast.
outside of the run game. Outside of the run game, we have a really a good D line that can develop pressure. And I think Mika, no matter where you put him at, off ball, on ball, uh chaos in the sense of you always got to account for where he's at all times. Mika's really good in coverage. Mika's really good in tackling. I mean, and then that's the thing how people get Mika out of his game is they run at him. So putting buys on him, smacking him around, trying to get him wear him down as the game goes on. I think the combination of maybe him taking him off the ball, putting him over top of the center, playing in the middle, have him blitz off ball more, and he can kind of get a feel of situational how the game's gonna go if they're gonna try to run heavy because that takes if he's off ball it takes the opportunity for them to run at him away, and it allows him to assess and attack the football, and and then that just allows him to blitz from all over the field while still being able to generate pressure because those guys. Uh, Williams, Law, D Law, and then when Hankins get back, Odiggy Zool, they can generate a lot of pass rushing pressure. It's just the run defense aspect, I think, especially with our linebackers being so small in the sense of they're more keen to play coverage and play safety rather than to play the run and get in there and tackle. Look how many guys bounced off tackles too last night versus James Cook, or the other night. It was just ridiculous. Nobody could wrap up or get off a tackle. So I think that's the benefit of having a bigger linebacker um, like Mika back there because we don't have anyone back there right now who I am fully confident. I'm confident in our guys being able to get sideline to sideline cover. Like they're really good at that. Eh, but if you're asking them if teams are going to do this to us, I don't think that our linebacker core is adequate at all.
At all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm running the ball. If I'm Miami Dolphins, I'm running the ball towards Mika Parsons, right? And so I think that's a very good idea to get him off and on, right? But we know how practices are, right? You either prepare for defensive end or prepare for linebacker, right? And right now, I just don't think he has. I wouldn't say the skill. He definitely has the skill set because he is a linebacker, right? So I just think it's a lot different. You have to look at the game a lot differently as a linebacker than you do a defensive end. With defensive end, you're playing checkers, right? Slash chess, right? You're definitely playing chess when it comes to linebacker, Mike or whatever like that, right? So because you got to understand, all right, this formation right here is all right. This is going to be not only going to be a run play, but this is going to possibly be like a run through the A gap, right? Misdirection over here. Okay, I'm still going to, hey, this misdirection over here, this formation right here, still, you guys need to go on your lines or whatever like that, right? Because who's going to have the green dot, right? And so there's a
Well, that
lot.
necessarily doesn't have to be Mika that has the green dot.
Right.
He doesn't
And I
have to.
understand. But I still think though that it's a lot you're viewing the game a lot differently, right? And I just don't think this year he's had enough practice at that. Right. I do think that there are some times where you can get him off the ball. I think that I agree with 100% with you guys saying like sometimes go off the ball or whatever like that. But I don't know if telegraphing the plays, right, but would constitute that because if they know that, hey, all right, on the first and two downs, they're going to run the first and second down. All right. Then on the third down, we're going to put them like they're going to They're gonna do. That's where you get your play action passes. Now, where's Mika Parsons, right? Is he?
Yeah,
So the thing
but I think that's
is that, and then you're also cutting off your nose to spite your face. At the defensive linemen, I agree 100%. They in normal games they can fare without Mika Parsons being on the line. But Mika Parsons on line goes from a good defense to a good defensive line to a special defensive line, right? And that
mhm.
changes that is your game plan, right? Your game plan is, hey, we're going to get to the quarterback so that way they can't pass the ball, right? And that way it gives our cornerbacks ample enough time. Well, not ample enough time. Gives speeds up the quarterback, and they have to go quickly to the wide receivers, and that way the corners can cover them a lot better. They don't have as much separation, right? And this is where you're getting your picks from your Deron Bland. This is where you're getting your fumbles from Stephon Gilmore and stuff like that. So it's yeah, you may help out the run game a little bit, but you know, but how sure are we when it comes to the run defense if putting him off the linebacker, putting him off ball linebacker, is that going to help? Has there been
I don't
I
know.
any?
think
I
I
don't
think
know.
Has
it
there been
helps.
any?
I think it helps more than it doesn't help in the simple fact that the guys you have there now can't do it. I
Well,
think
that's
they
Okay,
true too.
can. That like I think if we're talking about putting the best
that's fair.
personnel on the field, if we're talking about putting the best personnel on the field, and we can say that you know Sam Williams, right? Sam Williams can still generate pressure when Mika's not on the field. That whole D line can, and are and you can still generate pressure with Mika at linebacker. I think you put him at Will or Sam and let him just headhunt, put him just moving around. You don't have to go into big nickel if Mika's playing linebacker. You can just leave Mika out there, and now they got to worry about, hey, Mika can run just as fast as any of your wide receiver tight ends. We've seen him do it. I think it was the Giants game where he just covers guys, just takes the ball, just takes that flat away and generates pressure. So I think
Let's just
it's
pray
a
to God he's not defending Tyreek Hill.
well,
Wait,
yeah,
but
that.
no,
But he
nobody,
raced Tyreek
nobody.
Hill and he won. So
You know, yeah. But check this out. Have you ever thought about this? If does this matter? Um, Mika always play against the right tackle, right? He's always lined up on the right side, on the right tackle, right?
yeah,
That's
well,
the most
sometimes yeah,
Not
but
always.
most
They they
majority
they
of the
they
time,
they put him
majority
all
of
over
the
the
time.
line though.
right.
They really do.
But the
They do a
But
majority of the
pretty.
time, he is always lined up on the right tackle.
right, but
Yes.
and that's normally
Yes.
from a right hand quarterback. Um, have
Hmm.
anybody thought about now that it's going to be swapped? Now that he's going to be, is a left hand player, left handed quarterback, and um,
No. Keep him right there. Keep him right there, please. If they're gonna keep him on the line, keep him right there. Keep. You think? Look, if there's any time, look, to put him on there, it would be a good time to put him right there because that
because we're
right
going from
tackle
because
is boo boo juice. So
really.
I ain't trying.
You saying
Yes,
Boo
you
boo
saying the
juice.
Miami right tackle is boo boo juice?
yes.
Why?
So
Because that's
I
got to
mean,
be the got to be the top tackle. It has to be because he's a left hand
no, their
quarterback.
top tackle is Armstead.
He on the left side.
He's on the left side.
Wow,
So yes,
that's crazy.
please, please put him right there. Please keep him right where he's
Well,
doing.
see, if
Let
you
him.
say that, Josh, well, if you say that, that gives me even more reason why. Hey, put Mika off ball this game. Uh, because
I mean, he's not
uh,
boo boo juice, but I mean, he's decent. He's all right. He ain't boo boo juice, but he's all right. He all right. He all right. But
That's
compared
funny.
to
that visual you saying that is just hilarious to me.
But compared to me, because no, he's pretty good. He's he's
But I'm
he's
saying,
pretty good,
yeah,
but
but I
not when
mean,
it
if
comes to
it's
pass blocking.
so,
Pass
because I was
blocking,
gonna say is, if that's the case, then you might as well, let Mika get comfortable playing off ball.
yeah, he's better than what Terrence Still has been playing, but not that like much better. And I just
Yeah.
don't think that. I think that if I had to give the edge is going to be to Mika Parsons,
Mm.
right? So it's going to be a lot of running plays, right? They're going to have to get the ball out quickly, and they're going to have like Jordan Lewis is going to have his work cut out for him because if they're going to put Tyreek in the slot, I mean, they're going to have like linebacker play or whatever. But I just
It's
don't
funny
think.
too because I'm sorry, on the stat
Go
sheet
ahead.
they list Parsons as a linebacker. I'm just saying they have D Law as a DN, but they just list Mika as a linebacker. I just find it funny.
I just
Sorry.
I also find the fact that I just don't think. Oh, man, I'm going to get crucified for me saying this, but I'm going to say it. I don't think Mika Parsons is good at the run defense.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily fair
Right.
because, like I said, he's not a true D lineman. He's not a true D lineman. He's a true linebacker that's good enough to be most of your good to great. Sometimes he's definitely going to destroy any OK just because of his speed and his speed mixed with his above average power for his size.
But he's
Uh,
definitely strong enough, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just from some guys, I think it's the combination of his speed and power that
I
allows him
wouldn't
to
look
bull rush
if
some
he's
guys.
in the middle. Look, and this is the thing though. I'm surprised they got away with this as long as they did, right? But when he's in the middle and they call a run play, that dude gets, as you said, because it's his not talking about middle as in like the middle linebacker when he's like at the A gap, hands down, right? And he's getting manhandled, right? So I don't know. This is
Yeah,
one of
because
these.
them dudes is like 300 pounds. Mika like 250, 260. He's just not. He's
Yeah,
just.
Yeah.
He's
look,
just
How
they're
you
gonna
say
have
the
to run the
math? The
ball a
math
lot.
don't add up. The way, right? The math don't.
the math ain't. Yeah, math ain't math.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they got
look,
them weight boy,
they.
them boys.
I just don't. This is the. This is the worst team to ever play for the defense. It's the best team and the worst team to play for the defense, right? Because this defense is horrible when it comes to misdirection, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, Dallas.
misdirection.
Yeah, we're horrible.
And they also pretty bad when it not pretty bad. They are among the league's lowest when it comes to the run stoppage, right? Now, when it comes to like passing, like does this team have the ability to do speed for speed? Yes.
Mhm.
But if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Miami, I'm running that ball and I'm running it straight at Micah Parsons. I'm sorry. Like if I'm trying to like put points on the board, I'm gonna run it and I'm gonna do
Well, I hope they
perimeter
do, and I
stuff,
hope
right?
Mike. I hope
I'm not
Micah.
doing that on DeMarcus Lawrence's side, right?
Well,
I'm definitely
hopefully,
doing that on Micah Parsons'
Mike
side.
could change everybody's heart. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here if you want to. Maybe now that you said that, I am going to pay more attention into the run on that side. Well, if he's on that side, or if he's in the middle,
Look
the
how
run in
No,
the
they
middle.
run.
I'm
They
just going to
run
check.
you
into
can
Mika's
look at
side more than not.
you can
It's like
look
a
at
hundred
like
percent. Like it's the the percentage of them running towards Mika versus them running toward D-Law is not even. You can't.
it's
It's like a hundred
astronomical.
percent. It's like 100%. It's like ninety nine
Yeah.
point nine percent. They're gonna run the Mika side. Like
Right, right,
either
right.
that or up the
You're
middle.
talking about
It's either Mika
like
or up the middle.
if you're the coach, would you and and you see DeMarcus Lawrence and you're looking at the sheet and you're like, oh, this is the number one defensive end when it comes to run stoppage in the league.
Yeah.
And you look at Micah Parsons. Oh, this guy is the league's slowest when it comes to run stoppage.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
I
Yeah,
would just think that's in bad business if they ran at DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, if they're trying to make a statement and we're like, hey, we don't care who we run against,
right, right.
they could do that.
Yeah,
But if I'm trying to win this game,
yeah. I'm running the mark. I'm
I'm,
running Mickey Parsons. I get
Yeah.
you. I get it.
I'm running
I
at
get
Micah
it.
That or
Parsons.
up the middle. That or up the
Well,
middle.
but it might just seem that way.
That or up the middle.
Maybe it just seemed that way because he's not going to be
And it
as
might be,
dominant
and it also,
as D Law.
and it also might be
No,
too,
no,
because
he's not. No, he's not good when it comes to run. I'm telling you. And as he said, it's not because of his skill
and
set. It's
sometimes,
because of
and sometimes I'll give Mika this. Sometimes it's not even Mika's. fault per se. Like it's not like he gets blown up. It's sometimes he'll put himself in a position where he's in a good position protecting the outside, but guess what? That linebacker is not shedding the block or taking that gap to clean up anything that Micah left open.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
also a thing. Like he'll be in position to protect the outside, but if it's coming like in the what I can't think of the gap that is, the linebacker's not there to clean it up, and that's another thing too that
Yeah.
makes him look even worse is because the linebacker play is not coming just going down there and and blowing it up. It's either if Mika doesn't get it, then that guy's gonna go for another 5 yards. And so
I
and
will
that
say
happens
this
less
though.
on D Law's side because D Law, he I think he's just got veteran ways. Like he's been doing it for a while now. Like he just
I will say this though. And I'm going to contradict myself because I was like, "Hey, Mika's not good on the run," but when he is off the ball and you giving him a head start, a running start to shoot a gap, he's a lot better than his hands in the ground, and he's trying to navigate outside of because the fact is he's a linebacker slash
the end.
Well,
the
but
ends,
yeah, well, but
right? So I agree with
I
Jordan when he says like, "Hey, put him
mm,
like you did in the Marcus Ware, and have him be on the outside a little bit, being like
but
a
he
Will or Sam or something like
right,
that,
but he's very
and that way
explosive
he
coming
can."
off that stance though. That boy fast. He is explosive coming off that stance though. That boy fast.
He is, but he's not the strongest, right? You're talking about people. Now, pass blocking and run blocking are two different types of things. Pass
True.
blocking, you're not really going towards the blocker, right? Run blocking, you're running. You are like run. You have a line, you have a destination to go, and you're running. And if anybody's in your way, you're like the juggernaut, right? If anybody's within that, and this comes to power blocking and zone blocking, right? I'm not going to get into the detail of it, but in some cases, right, when it comes to power blocking or whatever like that, which they rarely do, but I don't know if I don't know if they do it. I think they do power blocking. Like you see a guy, right, and if there's one guy in your way, boom, you're not tackling him, but you're blocking him, right, and you're pushing him back. As opposed to like when you're pass blocking, you're you're trying to make sure that he doesn't get inside the bubble, right? And you can't really do that when you're because you can't use that same concept
Well, the
because
thing
if you're
is that
running,
he's going
right, they
he's
can
going
run past you.
backwards versus going forward.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah,
that's the biggest difference. It's
Yeah.
the 300-pound guy is going backwards versus using all his weight going forward and pushing guys out the way. The
exactly. Right.
simplicity
Yeah.
of it, and yeah,
Yeah.
and so yeah, for Mika,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not gonna, as you said, the math is not mathing, right? It doesn't matter how good you are, right? But if you're only 200 some odd pounds and there's like a 315-pound gorilla coming at you, there's only so much. There's only so much you
You
can
said
do.
gorilla.
I don't
Right,
care.
right. Yeah. But
I don't-
especially too. I know the coaches because I've heard it already this year. They're circling Mika. They got him on their chalkboard, circling him, saying, "When we run, we're gonna run at Mika. Like it's just." And they're saying, "Get a hat on him, push him around
right,
every
right,
time
right,
we
right.
run, clip whatever, so when he can, so they can wear him out." And that's it. And the best, and for
Look,
me, I think the best way to help kind of alleviate that, and with Mika's speed, like him being so fast, I think it just adds more pressure if he's playing outside linebacker, if he's playing outside,
yes,
because
and
he
Mike
can use that
McDaniel.
speed at a better rate.
Right, right.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel is a football nerd, right? You look at
Yeah.
him and
Oh
you
yeah, he's
see
definitely
that.
saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you don't think that he knows that, then you got something else coming. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. This is not one of those simple things like, oh, you got to put him on the outside and he'll be good. No, like they know what his weaknesses are, and I don't know if we have the personnel to like combat that. Right? I
See,
don't
that's
think
that's what's
they do.
crazy. What you said. We don't have the personnel, so that's crazy. So I was hoping that we was in
Yeah,
a
because I
position
mean,
to say
like
that we
looking at
have what we
personnel,
need.
like
I mean,
last game we had Curse Wilson and Bell playing, essentially linebacker for us.
yeah,
Clark too. Well, Clark was just getting owned. I mean, but That's our pretty much our linebacking core.
And those are like, I'm not saying
Those are
skinny, right? But they're
those are
not. They
small
don't
guys.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
those
don't have meat
you're
on
not.
them,
Yeah.
right?
Curse can hit, but I mean, you're asking Curse to hit to find the target and hit it, but he's got to move the brick walls out the way. He wants him to
Exactly.
go through a brick wall and then hit his target. Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna
it's like you,
happen.
as a fan, like that's insanity.
Yeah,
If
pretty
you're asking
much.
for somebody like that to do that, right? And that's why, like in regards as Jordan was saying, it's all about personnel, right? And so yes, Dan Quinn, like yeah, he's defensive coordinator and everything like that. And he needs to find. I mean, because you're getting paid that much money, you know, right? But this is the reason why they've been looking for a linebacker, right? They see this and like for this very reason, right? I just I just don't know if there's any way to combat that, you know?
Yeah, not at this point of the season. I don't know what we could do. I mean, get Rashard Evans, maybe. I don't know what we do to combat
Yeah,
that.
like you're gonna have to like Rashawn Evans is gonna have to be like you're gonna have to have all the knowledge be the Rashad Evans that they thought he was gonna be in the draft, right?
Yeah,
Which he hasn't been living up to the hype yet. Hence the reason why he's on the Cowboys right now. But the thing
yeah.
is the fact that they just I don't know. It's just one of these things that you gotta figure it out. And if you
Oh,
don't figure it out,
And I wonder
it's
if
gonna be
that
a
hurt
long
us
day in the office.
too. Also, we let Jabril Cox go this season too. Who
Oh, of course it did. Of course it. I
like
mean, I
cause,
don't know. I mean, he's more of a coverage guy as opposed to like a run stoppage guy, and I think that's the reason why. Because his
cause he
he's
had
really not
incredible
that
speed
big.
too. He had great speed, but I mean he still was
Yeah,
bigger than the linebackers we have now. And I think I
that's
don't
true.
know from the few instances that we saw him play when he did play before he got injured, and then they never really gave him a second chance to get him back on the field and prove himself. Um, I don't know. Just a part of me is like, okay, you just let him walk. Basically, let him go to the Commanders. So
Yeah,
that was crazy.
there was like three linebackers. There's three linebackers that the like true linebackers that the Dallas Cowboys lost. You lost uh Demarion Overshawn, and because if I don't know if you guys remember, like in the preseason, that dude was tearing. Like when he got injured, I've never seen anybody like perimeter to perimeter. I've never seen anybody go that fast, right? And then you lost LVE, and then
is LVE
you
gone
lost
for
to
for
Bill
the season?
Cox, huh?
Is LVE gone for the season?
Could be. I mean, for the foreseeable regular season at least. I don't know if he's going to be there during like the Super Bowl or whatever like that. They probably can get him in, but
He said it's Super
I don't know.
Bowl.
That's if they go to the Super Bowl. I don't.
Right.
That's the way
Okay.
they be playing.
Right.
They'd be lucky to go to the
Look, you
division.
get out of the first round.
Right. But you know what? Okay, so looking at what we were just talking about, we were looking at and see how our defense going to fare up against their offense, and what it's going to be a daunting feat. It's going to be it's something that we're going to have to go in. It's not going to be simple at all. It's going to be a daunting task. However, now when we flip it, once we get on our offense, Dak, CD, Pollard, Waddle, what do you think? Our tight end, how can we get past Miami's defense? Do we?
Well, the
That's
good
a
news
good
is
question too,
this.
because that's a top five defense as well.
Well, the good news is this. The good news is this. Is that
Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey's not following CD Lamb, so that's a good thing. He kind of confirmed that, you know, and they can do some things with
Why?
that,
Because he didn't want to get
right?
eat up.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care what people say. I think Jalen Ramsey still has it,
Uh,
and he always gives Dak Prescott problems. Not too many problems. Well, he doesn't always, because I think the last time they played, he did fairly well against him. But still, um, he's one of the better. And Xavier, I don't know if Xavier Howard is playing. If Xavier Howard is playing,
Yeah, they got some good corners
good
on
luck.
there. Yeah,
Good luck. I mean, you're gonna have to depend on your tight end.
Is Miami in a dome or a field stadium?
What's Florida weather? I think they should be good.
No, but I'm saying, are they Are they indoor or outdoor?
It's outdoor.
Outdoor. Okay.
It's gonna be. It's
not
gonna be.
I still think CD could cook both sides of the corners. I mean, I think it's gonna be a great battle. But I still think CD can get the best of both of them. But they just gotta. I think they just gotta come out swinging. The way our run game's been looking, I think Pollard's been looking better. But with this O line, I don't know what our O line's gonna look like this game. So
because Smith
really,
is gone, right?
What was that? Oh, Smith is out. Yeah, Smith and Martin. It's questionable. So
yeah,
it's gonna be an ensemble.
Yeah. I will say this though. I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, did TJ Bad look so bad last game?
That's not the point. The point is you got two backups going into the game.
Two Pro Bowlers.
But this is the reason why I'm not as okay. Yes, there's a significant drop off. I'm not even gonna lie. If both of those leave, yes. But I think
remember how I was talking crazy about the Cardinals game, where I was like, "Oh yeah, just rest all our O line. We're playing the Cardinals."
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah.
I will say this.
Not good.
I will say this though.
I ate a whole lot of crow that day.
I will say this. I will say that that game you didn't have those guys taking starting reps, and I would say for the last 3 or 4 games, TJ Bash and Chuma Adoga has been taking first team reps, and I think that's why TJ Bash he wasn't as bad as what people were saying.
I don't know. I think that was a small sample size towards the end of the what was already a dead game anyway.
No, I mean when he came in, it wasn't. I mean, it was still the first half, and I think he was doing. I mean, pass blocking probably not as much. I mean, but as far as run blocking goes, he was mauling people. He was playing. I will say this: he was playing better than Terrence Steele when it comes to holistically blocking.
Okay, now look, you can't say anything about Terrence Steele because
TJ Bash has.
Right.
A much harder job.
Okay, but still, I mean, he looked like he was playing. He looked like, I don't care how much harder it is, right? Look, when there was some other guards that came in, and then when the guards came in, sometimes guards don't do as good as tackles do. I don't care how good or how harder the tackle job is, right? And so I'm not trying to I know it sounds like I'm beating up on Terrence Steele, but
you always beat up on Terrence Steele.
Terrence Steele's gonna have his work cut out for him this game. He's gonna have his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
He's been struggling. He was definitely struggling last game, but everybody else was struggling too. So I can't just put him on.
No.
And I think that was like the first game since the bye week that I've seen Terrence still struggle that much. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to
That's fair. That's fair. I would say that.
It was just that bad of a game. And then when you really look at it too, like, I mean, sometimes he still gets beat. Like, it's something we're gonna have to live with. Like, he's acceptable to that, especially if he's having a down game and that D lineman's having a good game, like he's feeling it. It's gonna happen. But more often than not, he's been pretty solid coming off the bye. So, this game, I think this game, hopefully everybody feels better out after the their flu game.
Right.
I will be. How about this? I will be surprised if Zach Martin's not playing.
I'm hoping he's playing.
I'll be surprised.
Well, I'm surprised that Tyron Smith not playing.
I'm
surprised
that Tyron Smith is not playing.
He played fine last game.
Yeah.
When he was on the injury report and it said his back, I was like, okay. Chuma Doke is playing
Well,
this
yeah,
game.
because he's always had a
Yeah,
great
I was
game
like, he's playing this
accuracy.
game. But like after
If
hearing
that's
like
the case, then I'm
reports from
thinking like depending on how Chima, whatever his name is, does,
Odoga.
it depends. If he's like super awful, because I'm thinking like if he plays decent as with our finish, trying to finish off our schedule, I'm thinking like, do we just sit Tyron Smith until the playoffs?
I would say this depends on how he does this game.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on how he does this game.
Yeah. But
If he does fairly well, then yeah, I'm
If we could win this game, right?
okay, now tell me
yeah.
this.
But
If we,
by the way, Zach Martin practiced on Friday.
okay,
So
cool. All right, now tell me this. We win this game. Us winning these next few games, next couple games, because we only have 2 games left, right? We have this, and then we had the Redskins. I mean, not the Redskins, but the Commanders. Yeah, that's what we had the Lions in it. So we have 3. So we have 3 games left.
okay. So,
Is those games makes a difference of who we play and where we're sitting? Because we already made the playoffs. I mean, we already clinched that.
if they win these
I
next
think
few
it's all
games,
about if we want to. I think it's all about if we want to be the division winners. Like if we want to win our division.
So
look,
in other
yeah.
words,
If
so
they,
in other
if
words,
they win these next few, go ahead.
so I would think about if do we get any home game, because that's what
You
we
get a
need.
home advantage
You
if
get
you
one home
play.
game.
Well, now are they playing the if the Cowboys are the divisional winners for
You get one home game or 2, potentially 2.
yeah, potentially 2. But I will say this though. I will say this. Um if if it's a fifth. No, I'm just kidding. So if the Cowboys win out, it's not going to say anything different about this game, about the team. But it will say this one thing is that that Dak Prescott's the unquestionable MVP because the defense is not going to change. I'm sorry, the defense is not going to change.
Well, I mean,
Not that. You making it sound like the defense not going to change. Like
no, when it
he
comes
just
to
that's
kinda
what
bad,
he's
though.
saying. That's what he's saying, though.
they're not bad.
You
They're
you
not
making
bad
it
when
sound
they're
like Dak
playing.
is carrying the team.
They're not bad when they're
when they're
playing.
getting.
They're
When
not
they're
bad
getting
when they're playing
turnovers.
run team. I will say this though,
And
right?
they have
When
the.
you're
I
playing
think when
running
they have.
teams,
No, that's why I said like Hankins is obviously the glue to this defense because that's
Right.
what it looked like. Because
Yeah.
we have not given up 100 and almost 200 yards. I think total we gave up 200 yards, but not 200 yards to one player. We gave up 179 yards to one running back. Like so, obviously Hankins, and most of it came from up the middle because they
Right.
just kept going up the middle and outside.
Is he
So
coming back this
it,
next game? Is
no, I
Hankins
hope he
back?
doesn't come back until the end of the season. I'm
Hankins,
sorry. Yes.
Why?
he want he want Dallas, he want the front office to be put on notice. That's what it is.
Oh, I thought you said
Not
that
just
because you
that.
want him
No,
healthy.
not that. Not
Why
that.
would you
I just
not want
want
him to come back?
I want him super. I want him super healthy
Oh,
when it
Oh,
okay.
if
comes to the
that's the
playoffs.
case, okay. If that's the case, then we're already conceding that hey,
Then we
we're
should
just gonna
take
take the
these games.
yeah, like we're just gonna
If
take.
they lose, if
We're
they
gonna
lose this game, if they lose this game, sit Hankins, sit Dak, sit
for
Tyron.
the next
So
3 games.
Nah, we
yep.
can't do that, man. We
Our
got
next
nah.
2 games.
Nah. I
I
want
was right
no.
So
about the
you're just
Bills.
conceding that 49ers they're gonna get their bye, win the conference, and we're just gonna be okay with the Eagles
Nah.
winning the division.
I can't get them out of
You're
rhythm
gonna
like that.
concede the
Not
division
like
to
that.
the
No
Eagles.
more. Yeah. No.
I just
I
want to.
can't agree to that.
I just want to. I'd rather win the division and then have the Eagles because if we have to play the Eagles, they're gonna have to come play us in our stadium.
Well, if
Yeah,
that's
and
the case, then yeah, that'll be the best case scenario for the Cowboys. But still
any
want
game we can
Hankins.
play at home will
Because
be the
we'll have
best
to play.
case.
Because we'll have to play the Seahawks.
Not any game.
No, we'll have to play. We'll have to play whoever the NFC South wins. So Tampa, Falcons, or whatever. We'd have to play them that round, and then the next round we most likely would have to play the Seahawks. The not Seahawks. whoever
Philly.
wins that Eagles game, we'd probably end up playing Philly.
Oh,
And
by the way, the Seahawks. If Geno Smith is playing, the Seahawks are going to win again. And I don't want to play the Seahawks in the division round again. I
If we
do
play at
not.
we
home,
wouldn't.
if
If
we
we
play at
win the
home,
division, we wouldn't. We'd play the South.
you're right. So
Okay,
we'll
so
see.
save. Okay, hear me out.
And
If
the Eagles would have to play
if
the Seahawks.
right, so if the Cowboys play the South, and if they win, right, if they win, who do they play? The 49ers.
No, they would.
For
They
Niagara,
would have to play. No, the 49ers. We wouldn't play the 49ers. We wouldn't play the 49ers unless we're going to the NFC Championship.
They would have to play the Seahawks.
Yeah, they would have to play the Eagles or the Seahawks.
The
I
Seahawks.
think
The
they would have to.
Seahawks. They would have to play the Seahawks.
you just
Not
saying
the
the
Eagles.
Seahawks. You saying the Seahawks gonna beat the Eagles. You just gonna straight up and say
Yes,
yes. All
100%.
right.
100%. If Geno's playing, 100% they're gonna beat the Eagles twice.
All right.
You're gonna beat the Eagles twice.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Okay,
Before we
I'm
go,
forgetting about the Lions. Okay, so the Lions would end up playing like the Eagles and the Bucks. We would end up
I
playing
would
the
hope.
Bucks.
I would hope that they play. I would hope they play the 49ers. That would be great.
yeah, for a crazy upset that nobody thought about. Like, oh snap, they didn't see that
Well, it
coming.
all depends.
That would
Well, it
be-
all depends on. See, we'd have to win out because it all depends on our record at that point.
Right.
If not, then we'll be the wild card. And if we beat the Lions or the Bucks, who are the division winners, because we could be playing them because they'd win the division. If we just lose out, I'm just saying it's hypothetical.
Right.
We lose out, and
All I
then
know is
we'd
this
end
next
up
game.
in
they're
that
gonna have a lot
second
of-
round. We would probably end up playing the 49ers.
Okay. All right. But not. But before we go, I gotta ask this question because we about to play those Dolphins tomorrow. Who you got? Who you got? Just come on, say it. Who you got? Who you got, Joshua?
All right. I'm just gonna go with logic here, and I just think Miami got in a high-scoring game. I'm sorry. It's not the fact. It's not the fandom in me. It's the analysts in me that's saying they just have they don't have as many injuries as the Cowboys do, and I think that they're identical teams. And I also think that this run defense is a lot worse than their run defense, and I think that's just going to open doors for them. And they can at least stymie the Cowboys offense. I have it like 42-27 or something like that.
Good Lord. All right. Jordan, what you got?
42-27. I'm a homer, and I don't think I'll ever pick, unless it's like the 49ers. I don't think I'll ever pick any team over Dallas. So, yeah, I'm going Cowboys 31-35.
Cowboys
Please,
31-35. Cowboys 31-35. Miami. All right, y'all ready for this? I'm saying Cowboys, and I said Miami's not getting into the 30s.
Ooh.
Miami's not getting into the 30s. Regardless of what it looks like, they're not going to get into the 30s. Our defense may put up some, but they're not getting into the 30s.
They don't get in the 30s. They get 28.
Right. But I believe I believe in Dak Prescott, and I believe in I believe in Joshua's offensive coordinator to be standard.
You believe in the offensive coordinator
being standard. Yeah, because here's a belief. I believe we're gonna get into the end zone more. Out not being in the red zone, that's what I believe. If we get in the red zone, we're gonna get field goals. But I believe we're gonna get into the end zone outside of being in the red zone. I think this is gonna be a crazy game tomorrow.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
Or
it's
runs.
something. Yeah, I believe we're going, or even defensive scoring. But whatever the case is, I believe we're gonna stop them from getting in the 30s, and I believe we're gonna score 34, 35.
I can see a future where we do get a couple picks, couple fumbles, and maybe a scoop and score.
That's the only way.
Too.
Look,
I can see that
if
too.
the Cowboys win this game, they're going to have at least a set of picks and or a fumble and a couple fumbles, right? And they're going to have
a set of picks and a couple fumbles. Man, jeez.
Their special teams, their special teams are going to have to be playing out of this world.
I don't think our special team and defense need to be score that much, but
they need to play the best they ever played this whole entire year.
Right. Well, I don't think Miami is that good, but I mean they're good. I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're 49ers good.
No,
But
they're not 49ers.
but they're stout though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting nothing back. Their run game is ridiculous.
You know, I
mean,
yeah, but they can be beaten. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I feel.
They're capable of scoring over 50 points. I mean, let's.
So can we?
I don't think we'll give up 50.
No. But I thought you mean
scoring 70 points. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
they're capable of scoring 70 points.
Exactly.
Okay,
Look. No, Joshua, you crazy. There's no way. Look. I'm throwing my hat down.
70 points on us.
Oh my goodness.
The whole coaching staff.
Yes.
Except for my cornerback coach. I like to keep him.
Well, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to say there's no way in the world the above average offensive coordinator will allow something like that.
So, all right. So, do we believe that the Broncos have a very good defensive game?
Back when they was playing, they sucked. They didn't have nothing together. They were trying to find. They were trying to figure out who they were. Yeah, they're playing a whole completely different game now.
I don't know how you try to.
That was a whole.
To find out who you are and give them 70 points is crazy.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Crazy. They didn't know who they were.
Yeah, it was
I've
crazy.
never seen a team not know who they were and still give up 70 points.
Exactly.
That's crazy. But they're a better team now than they were before. So I'll give them that.
That's right. But hey, look, man. I believe we can do it. I believe them boys are gonna go because they're gonna take what they got this last week against those Bills and they're gonna try to close up those holes. They're gonna try to close up those doors that the Bills and seem like they blatantly open. And then we weren't playing well. We were sick. Whatever the case is, I don't know. I'm basing on all of that. I don't believe that's our defense. Is the title of our defense what you got this past Sunday? I believe we're coming in there. I think we're going to make some noise, and I believe we're going to get it done. And that's how I believe we're going to do it, because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And this is a new era right now. I'm not going back to the past. This is a new era. We're going to get it done. So you go ahead on. I see those looks you got, Joshua. I see them. But we're bringing it this time, and that's where it's going to be. And that's how it's going to be. Because you know what I'm going to say?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? I see you guys later. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If you see nothing else, if you see us, look down. If your first time, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we're going to do it like we're going to do it. And that's where it goes.
If you don't see us in 3 weeks, you know why.
Exactly. Peace.